Hello and welcome back to F1 2021 Driver Career Mode Season 2, and we've re-signed with McLaren for a second season. We did pretty well in our last season to finish 4th in the drivers, and of course as a constructor we finished 3rd. So yeah, this is going to be fun. We've got some work to do. I reckon we might be able to fight for a championship this time around, and we're going to change some rules. We're going to go strict on the corner cutting rules, make things a little bit more challenging for us. We've got some driver moves this season. Daniel Ricciardo off to Alfa Romeo, Jack Aitken coming into Alfa Romeo because Giovinazzi's moved, Pierre Gasly's gone to Alpine because Alonso has retired. Says he's been let go there, but that's not strictly true. And Antonio Giovinazzi has moved into AlphaTauri in place of Pierre. So a little bit of a shuffle around this season, and our second season in the sport, our second season with McLaren, hoping maybe we can fight for a championship. We did very well last season, so let's get into practice then at Bahrain for the first race of this season. Here we are then, out on track at Bahrain International Circuit for the first time in this driver career mode season. And we're out on the medium tyres. I'm not sure which program we're going for. Oh, fuel economy on this one. But we made some setup changes, and the car's a little bit nervous, so we've got to get used to that. But yeah, here's a bit later on. Still on the medium tyre. I think we're still going on the fuel program. Out of turn 2, and we just lose the back end again. Only this time into the wall, lose a wheel, and that's the end of our practice for this session at least. But we got it together, we went back out, we sorted things out, and we move on. We got some good resource points for the team, a little bit of acclaim, and that means we are ready to go qualifying. So let's do this. As we come round to finish our first flying lap then, hoping for a good result in this qualifying session. We've got a good car underneath us. I think we can challenge this year. And for now, that's a provisional pole position. Didn't keep that though. P9 as we move into Q2, but that's good enough. It gets us through. And here's the end of our flying lap for Q2 as we come round. Currently not set a lap yet, so we're in P15. After this one, P1. Do we keep that though? No, not quite. P3 for us, P5 for Lando. And here is our Q3 lap on a pretty good one so far. Currently in 9th, Bottas going fastest. It's a pretty strong track for us, I would say. It's probably the one that we've raced on the most. Go purple through sector 2. Somehow not getting a penalty through there. I think because we actually lost time by slowing down so much. So we got away with it, but we're looking good as we come into the final couple of corners. Up onto the curb, super wide. Again, we lost time, so we managed to get away without a warning or an invalid lap. And across the line puts us in pole position. And we hold on to it this time as we head into the race, starting in first place.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best at turn 1 of course, and then another soon into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into the tight left-hander of turn 10. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, and they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Power lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas and Leclerc, Norris, Sainz, Gasly and Antonio Giovinazzi, Ocon, Vettel, Yuki Tsunoda and Stroll, Aitken, Ricciardo, George Russell and Mick Schumacher, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Let's convert this pole position into a win today. Good luck.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Having a quick look at the strategy, pretty much just going with what they're telling us, soft to medium, as we wait for the 5 red lights. And off we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix, first race of Season 2 in our driver career, and we're going for a win. Hopefully we can make it work, as we switch positions there on, I think that was Max Verstappen, and here's on board with the Hondas. I get a little bit sandwiched there. And we're up into first place, and off we go. A good little lead we've got there. If we can pull that out to a second, look at that, 6 tenths already. If we can pull that out to a second before the start of lap 3, we've got a really good chance of holding on to this. Up by 8 tenths now, as we obviously go purple in sector 1, first lap of the race. And we come round to complete the first lap, and we are just over a second ahead of Max Verstappen, 1.5 ahead of Perez. And you've got the 2 Mercedes of Hamilton and Bottas in 4th and 5th. So we're looking pretty good. I think you've got a Ferrari. I believe that'll be Charles Leclerc, and Lando Norris is just behind. So not a lot happens, but on to lap 5, and we are pitting. We're going to go for the undercut on pretty much everybody else. So we're going to jump on those mediums and try and go to the end. Should be fine. We've done this before. So we'll see what happens. As we come out the pit lane then, on lap 6, we are all the way down in 19th. I don't know what happened to Giovinazzi. 10 seconds behind us. Yeah, obviously had something happen, but who knows? We'll see. We've got to cut our way through as much traffic as possible with as little tyre wear as possible. So obviously everybody else is going to start pitting now. You can see a ton of the other drivers in the pit lane. One of the Red Bull of Max Verstappen has just come out behind us. Still a good second and a bit ahead, so I would say the undercuts work quite well as long as we don't get bunched up and he catches up with us. So we have to cut through this traffic as quickly as possible. So let's see what we can do here as we head on our way to Latifi. So here we are then, a couple of laps later, pretty much everybody else has pitted as we come into lap 8, and we're starting to set fast sectors. So we're currently in P3. You've got Aitken and Vettel in front who have not pitted yet, still on those soft tyres. They must be struggling a bit by now, so we should be able to get them in the DRS zones if we catch them before the pit lane. So we'll see. I would imagine they're probably going to come in on this lap, but let's see what we do. Here we go then. Up the DRS straight. Max is just over a second behind us. Not quite got DRS, obviously, so it gives us a good advantage to hopefully pull ahead. And we're going to go down the inside of Jack Aitken and just get that move done nice and early.
Okay, good work. Great.
Jeff's impressed with that one. That was not bad. It was a little dirty, a little late, but we got it done. We got there. So let's see what Vettel's going to do. I would imagine he's probably going to jump in the pit lane. There he goes. Look, into the pits, which puts us back in the lead of this Grand Prix. And a fastest lap. I would say this is going pretty well for us so far. You join us on lap 12. Still in the lead. We've got a nice 1.5 second advantage over Max and the rest of the guys behind. So pretty comfortable lead at the moment as we come through to start the final lap of this Grand Prix. Not a lot's happened, honestly. It's been a pretty boring race, all things considered. But yeah, this is the final lap. We just need to bring it home, and that'll be a race win for the first race of this season. As we come around the final corner and up towards the line, and that's us. winning the Bahrain Grand Prix, the first race of Season 2. Maximum points. Perfect.
Great work, guys. Great work all weekend. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
We'll take that.
Superb driving. That's the race win.
Yep, yes it is. Jeff's happy with that one. I'm happy with that one. Driver of the day as well, because nothing else happened. Normally the driver of the day is someone who cut their way up through the field, but
It was a tough race at times,
yeah,
but they've held on to take a great victory for McLaren today.
yeah, good stuff.
Tell
Good
me,
stuff.
How did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
As the winners make their way up to the podium, one can only imagine the celebrations that will take place at McLaren tonight. Congratulations to everyone on the team, securing the win and proving they're a force to be reckoned with out on the track.
Hell yeah. First win of the season for our Formula 1 driver, Damian Power, beating out Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. I'll take that, honestly. That was a really, really strong start to the season. We got maximum points. We got the fastest lap as well. It's looking great for us. So let's see what we can do for the rest of the season. Obviously, leading the championship out of the first race. That puts, well, it won't put us number 1 in the Constructors. It puts us number 2, though, because Lando got some good points. But obviously, Red Bull with a slightly better haul. So, yeah, pretty good race, I would say. Join me next time. Like I said, we're going to mix things up a little bit this season. We're going to do some longer races, some 50% races. And we might do some 5-lap sprint races as well, depending on the track and how we feel. Got a couple of tracks in the season this time that I'm not super strong at. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So if you like what you see, give us a like, drop us a comment, and subscribe for plenty more Formula 1 content to come. And of course, as soon as the 2022 game comes along, you best believe there'll be more of that as well. So I will see you for the next one. Bye.